Assalamualaikum, my name is AFIQAHNASUHA binti SHUKRI and my matric number 294678. The case involved GISB Holding Sdn Bhd, which is accused of not paying wages to some employees. The report were made by 10 individuals aged between 14 to 20 who claimed they were denied salaries and allowance while working for the company between 2013 and 2024. The authorities are treating this issue as forced labour, which violates Malaysia labour law. A court in Johor ruled in favour of one former worker, ordering GISBH to pay 23,100 in damage.
Hi, my name is SYAREENA binti RUSLAN and my matric number is 294524. In this part, I will discuss about labour and welfare issues associated with Global Equine Services and Business Holding, which is known as GISBH. Employees have reported severe concerns, including unpaid wages spanning up to 10 years, where they were compensated solely with food and accommodation instead of salaries. There is also neglect in welfare provision, with no savings or contribution made on behalf of employees. Allegations extended to exploitation and even abuse, including claims of child mistreat at welfare homes linked to GISBH. In response, a former employee successfully claimed RM23,100 in compensation through the Labour Court, and police investigation have resulted in arrest. However, GISBH denies this accusation and plans to pursue legal action for defamation. These troubling issues call for immediate attention and fair resolution, ensuring justice and improved labour practices. Thank you.
Hi, my name is NURZULAIKHA binti MUSTAFA, matric number 294185. I'll be talking about the first implication to the national, which is impact on GDP. Industrial relation conflicts such as unpaid wages and employee mistreatment can adversely affect Malaysia's gross domestic product, which is GDP, when companies are involved in dispute for not complying with labor laws. Their operational efficiency is reduced or decreased. This inefficiency can lead to reduced productivity, directly impacting the overall economic output. For the example, in the manufacturing, a key major contributor to Malaysia's GDP, if dispute disrupt production within this sector, the impact can ripple to the entire economy and slowing down national economic growth. Next is the impact on foreign direct investment. Malaysia's economy heavily relies on FDI. Issues related to industrial relations can deter foreign investors who seek stable and compliant business environment. If companies like GISBH are perceived of having poor labor practices or facing legal challenges, potential investors may reconsider their investment decision, and a decline in FDI not only affects immediate capital inflow but also hampers long-term economic growth prospects, as foreign investment are crucial for technology transfer and skill development. Next is the impact on national income. The first one is reduced corporate tax, and the second one is the use of taxpayer money. So when companies allocate funds to resolve dispute or compensate for unpaid wages, these resources are diverted from tax contribution. Consequently, the government national income may suffer as corporate tax decrease. This is particularly concerning for Malaysia, which relies significantly on petroleum revenues and FDI to support its budget. A decline in corporate tax revenue can limit the government ability to invest in public service and infrastructure. Last but not least is for the use of taxpayer money. When disputes like the GISBH case arise, government intervention is often required. This could involve mediation, arbitration, or even court proceeding. These efforts are funded by taxpayer, which means public money is being used to address the conflicts. Unfortunately, this diverts resources from essential services such as education, healthcare, and infrastructure development. This diversion poses a major challenge for developing countries like Malaysia, where this sector is important for long-term growth. Thus, this industrial dispute not only burden the companies involved, but also burden taxpayer and reduce the government's ability to finance other priorities.
Assalamualaikum, my name is INTAN and my metric number is 294697. Okay, now I'm going to present about the implication at the industrial level based on the GISB holding case. First implication is when companies like GISB Holdings are exposed for unpaid wages and exploitation, it will tarnish the reputation of the entire industry. The public and international community may also label the industry as unethical, which discourage investor and business partnership. Business that follow the rule might also suffer because they are seen as part of the same system. Okay, for the second implication is labor unions often step in during such situation. They might demand higher wages, fair treatments, and stronger protection for employees across the industry. This can also lead to strike or protest and disrupting operation. Over time, unions might push for collective agreements to protect workers on a larger scale. Okay, for the last implication is talented workers may also leave the industry altogether by moving to the sector or companies with better treatments and guaranteed wages. This will create a talent shortage. Then, to fill the gaps, business might hire less experienced workers, which could lower the quality of service and products. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, for the next implication is loss of public trust in industrial product or services. Consumers today are increasingly aware of ethical practice. When they hear about unpaid wages or workers' exploitation, they may choose to avoid products or services from the industry altogether. For example, as we can see, once these cases are linked to unethical practice, customers prefer to spend their money to somewhere else, or they may demand more transparency about how employees are treated. Companies then have to invest in certification or marketing campaign to rebuild public trust, which adds to their cost.
Okay, for the last implication is stricter regulations and oversight. Stricter regulations are often introduced as a response to such incident. When companies like GISB Holdings are caught violating labor laws, regulatory bodies in Malaysia feel the need to tighten enforcement. This can mean more frequent inspection, audits, and reporting requirements for all business in the industry, not just the ones at fault. GISB may have to spend more money to comply with the new labor laws, whether it's improving payroll system, providing proper benefits, or setting up better worker welfare programs. If GISB fail to meet these new regulations, they could face fine, shutdown, or even criminal charge. While these measures are necessary to protect workers, they increase the cost of doing business.
Finally, I would like to talk about the impact for organisation. In the unpaid wages issue, it can cause demotivation. Employee depends on their salaries to satisfy their basic needs, pay bills, and maintain their family. When salaries remain unpaid, it results in financial insecurity and stress, so their concentration and energy are diminished. Employees might not feel motivated to do their best job if they think effort is only rewarded. As a result, this can cause decreased efficiency and lack of involvement. Next, exploitation issue. The organization might lose of customer trust. Customers nowadays are growing, particularly with company social accountability. Cases of exploitation can lead in certain conditions to loss of customers and the brand's image, as the customers lose their loyalty toward the organization. Customers who learn about exploitative practice may join or lead boycotts against the company. Activist groups and social movements can influence public perception and discourage customers' loyalty. The next issue is about welfare neglect. It can give negative impact on long-term financial health. The absence of retirement contributions may lure the employees, the organization who otherwise have had remained until later in the workforce, or to support those who need financial help. In addition, not giving enough attention to welfare, for instance, work safety and mental health support, is a common cause of disease, injuries and lead to increased turnover costs. The last issue is legal action. By doing this, organization might have reputational damage when company is taken into court, especially for doing something wrong or not being honest. The public tends to see it as a sign that ethical rules are not applied by the company. As a result, the company will lose trust and it will become very difficult for them to create and maintain good relationship with customers, investors and stakeholders.
This case involves GISP Holding Sdn Bhd, which is accused of unpaid wages, exploitation, legal actions and neglect of employee welfare. At the organizational level, failure to pay wages and exploitation negatively affects employee trust, motivation and productivity. At the industrial level, such damage to industry reputations and increased pressure from labor unions. Additionally, a shortage of skilled workers may arise, with talented employees leaving for industry offering better conditions. At the national level, unfair labor practice negatively impact economic growth. Dispute and poor labor practice defer foreign direct investment (FDI), reduce national income through lower corporate taxes, and divert taxpayer money from essential services to resolve legal matters. That's all from us. Thank you.